This is my culminating video for my ELL class with Dr. Izquierdo. I conducted my interview with Sarah Barlow, who is an assistant principal at Coronado High School, and she is over the ELL, Language Arts, and Social Studies departments. Sarah is a first-year assistant principal, but has had several years of experience working with the EL population at Coronado. Sarah has a unique perspective on the EL situation at Coronado. She's well aware that the overwhelming majority of students at Coronado are white, middle to upper class, whose primary language is English. Most students at Coronado are only proficient in a single language, which is English. Despite the overwhelming use of English at Coronado, the school does possess a small EL population. Some of these students were actually attracted to the school based on its reputation as an academic powerhouse. It earned a 5-star rating, the highest possible, in 2019. It is the highest performing comprehensive public school in Clark County and among the highest in the entire state of Nevada. This reputation has prompted many parents to seek homes in the area in order that their students can attend CHS. While there is an EL population, unlike in the rest of the district, Spanish is not the primary language of EL learners at CHS. Sarah pointed this out during our interview. She pointed out that this presents unique challenges to her and CHS as a whole, and that the languages for which they have the greatest need are Tagalog, Arabic, and Chinese. The school was fortunate in that they have been able to hire a Chinese teacher from China who teaches that language to the resident population and also serves as an advisor to Chinese EL students. Part of this is because of significant support from the local community, which is fully supportive of educating its children in a so-called up-and-coming language, such as Mandarin. Up-and-coming is, of course, a bit of a silly assertion in that it is spoken by over 1 billion people and has a long history. It has, however, become an increasingly important language as China's role in global affairs has become more prominent in the past decade. District resources are oriented largely toward Spanish. This is because up to 47% of Clark County's student population is of Hispanic origin or descent. Now, not all of these students are EL learners, but a significant number are. 16% of the total CCSD population is EL, and most of these are Hispanics. Only 2% of CHS is EL, and Spanish isn't even the most prominent among these. For CHS, you have 87 students who are EL learners out of 3,450. Now, Coronado is the largest state in the entire state, is the largest school in the entire state of Nevada, and it only has 87 students who are EL learners. This is a remarkably disparate, it's a minuscule amount compared to many of the schools here in the valley. So, for instance, Del Sol School, high school, out of 2,000 students, it's significantly smaller, but still in the metro area. Has 2,000 students, and of these, 250 are EL, so a much greater percentage. Because we're a 5-star school, CHS doesn't qualify for many types of funding, federal and state funds. So it has proven difficult to hire bilingual educators in that sense. We have only one EL teacher, and only 2% of the school is EL. There's up to 75% at some other schools in the district, and there are only 23 students total in the EL specific classes. So in the one sense, it's manageable. In another, because we don't have a lot of EL teachers, it does make it actually quite a challenge. And Sarah's really careful to note that despite the small population, it's very much at the top of her attention. So she does think about this quite a bit. One thing that she also pointed out was the use of English language instruction, for like ESL. She feels that she would just simply like all teachers to go through this. One, because it does help these students who are learning English as a second language, but also because she feels like it's just simply good instruction. She thinks that all of these, like that type of instruction, is good for all students who, whether or not they speak a second language or not. She was able to propose the staff take ESL training. She realized going in, however, it wasn't something she could really mandate. She didn't feel like she had the political capital to push this because only 2% of the students at the high school were EL learners. However, she did 25% of the teachers volunteered for this training. So there is a very professional sense among the educators that even though there aren't a lot of EL learners at Coronado, they still were looked at this as good training, and there was significant buy-in for that. As far as resources available, the school does have Chromebooks for each of the EL learners, and so they can utilize these during class to help out with various translations. And that is it. So Coronado does provide a unique example within the district. It's overwhelmingly, well, it's not overwhelmingly white, but proportionally it is whiter, more English speaking than just about every other high school in Clark County. However, there are administrators who are very much working on this issue. And that concludes my thoughts and notes on the interview I conducted about Coronado's EL population and instruction.